Welcome to Cosmic Comics, Games and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee or a delicious menu item while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Come by and say hello to Maui. Cosmic Comic, Games and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at CriticalBlast.com. And once again, we are delving into the world of crowdfunded comics. We like to spend these weeknights and sometimes the weekends talking with all the creators out there who are going it on their own, eschewing, I like that word, eschewing. I don't even have a calendar for word of the day, and I know that one. Eschewing the traditional format of mainstream publishing, bypassing any routes of rejection and putting their comics and their creativity straight into the hands of the consumers. Tonight, joining me is Marcel Dupree from Evolution Publishing in San Diego. How are you doing tonight, Marcel?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Well, I've got coffee, so everything's groovy. So tell me a little bit about Evolution Publishing. Am I saying even that right? I mean, it looks cool, so I'm just saying it with like that Italian.
It's Evolution. Yeah, it's an Italian name. I wanted to go with Evolution Publishing, but Evolution was taken, so I went with Evoluzione since I was already working with a lot of Italian talent, and we have like a European look. I was just like, all right, I'll just go with the Italian pronunciation.
Perfect. Now, when you say you have a lot of Italian artists, are they over in Italy and they're sending stuff over digitally, or?
Yeah, they're in Italy. They're in Italy and they send stuff over digitally.
A lot of people doing that. So you've had 5 campaigns so far, all under this imprint?
Yeah. Also, I have an imprint called No Sleep, which we have more campaigns on there. No Sleep is like our mature line. Evoluzione is more teenage stuff.
Okay, so it's more the superhero kind of stuff there, or do you do the superheroes in the mature line as well?
No, we don't do superheroes in the mature line.
Okay.
Evoluzione is just mainly superheroes, fantasy, sci-fi, and then the mature stuff is all fantasy and sci-fi.
And you do a unique kind of campaign here. It's the first time I've run across it. I know you can set campaigns to be different lengths. You do 14-day campaigns.
Yes.
Is what you were telling me earlier. So 6 days have gone and you're at 45%. I'm curious about that. Why? What pushed you to have that short of a campaign goal? And how has it been working out?
We tend to do shorter campaigns for a more sense of urgency, because we mainly do Kickstarters. And I found out I discovered while doing Kickstarter that when you do 30 days, you have like a lot of downtime,
right?
Where people aren't backing at all. So when you shorten the window, it creates a sense of I must do it now. We have more success doing it on Kickstarter than we do on Indiegogo.
Yeah, some people, it's weird, and there's no real connection to genre or publisher. It's just sometimes things hit on Kickstarter, sometimes they hit on Indiegogo, and sometimes, if you're like Tim Lim and Mark Pellegrini and you've got that Common America, you just hit on both, and find your niche and stick with it. Nomad134 in the chat. Hello, welcome to the show. We are talking with Evoluzione Comics and their newest campaign, Black Bishop. Now, I said superhero earlier. I can't really, pigeonhole this to the superhero genre just because, she's got a code name, cool name, and a mask covering her face. I mean, we've all worn that mask for the last year and a half, and none of us are swinging off of ropes from skyscrapers. So tell me about Black Bishop. What kind of genre is this, and what's happening in it?
Okay, Black Bishop is an espionage book, but it does have superheroes in it. This is a book that's part of a shared universe called POM. which is our main superhero book, which is about a girl named Brittany. She's like the daughter of the most famous superhero, and her father leaves the planet. She has to fill in his shoes to keep her family fortune. And so with POM, it's stylized like a magazine, like a tabloid magazine, and we have like different headlines, and the headlines tell some of the story within the world itself. So for the cover of issue 3 of POM, I put a headline that says Black Bishop discovered to be lesbian. And so I had some downtime and I wanted to expand upon that and tell the story of what happened now that she's been out as a lesbian. So she's part of a membership called a UK spy group called The Board. They've been around for 300 years.
Okay.
And each member of the board is named after a different chess piece. The black title is for Black Ops mission. So you're very secretive. No one really knows, supposed to know who you are and what you're about. And she was born in, you're born into this. You're born into the board. And so her father was a board member. And when her father died, she had to take his place. And now that she's outed, the board doesn't want anything to do with her. And she's fine with that because she doesn't want to be a member of the board. But since that has happened, other board members have been being killed. And she feels she's responsible because she ended up losing a file that had people's names on her. So people got exposed. And those people that are exposed are being murdered.
She released the knock list.
Yes.
Okay, so and she was at least a higher ranking member because she's not a pawn, she's not queen,
Yeah,
she's right there in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
In fact, if I remember my chess correctly, the bishop is like right hand man or woman to the king or queen.
Yeah.
So they didn't like her being out of the closet. They're that kind of a puritanical agency. What do they like? What do they do?
Basically, they work directly for the queen, and so whatever mission she wants done to keep Britain safe, that's what they go do. So sometimes it's going to other countries and destabilizing them. Sometimes it's going to retrieve other agents. So a variety of missions. Sometimes it's a mercenary mission to assassinate somebody.
But they're not government funded because you said it's like a hereditary thing and it's been around for longer than the government has been.
No, they're not government funded. Well, they're funded by the royal family secretly. They're off the books.
So they're not based out of the United States then. They're
based in the UK. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the story takes place over there.
So let's talk about the physicality of the book just a bit here. How big of a story are we talking here? There it is, 32 pages. So.
Yeah, it's 30 pages of story, 2 pages of ads. It's a one shot. If people like the story, we'll do more. But you're getting the whole story in one book.
All right. And again, this is spinning out of headlines that were shown in the POM version of your world here.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say there is a tier to catch up on all of them. You get every book in the world of POM, which is POM, Warbound, Black Bishop, Young Rebels. I should have made that the pin tier. I don't know how to do that.
They're coming for you. They're coming to get you, Marcel.
You figure out how to shut that down. All right, yeah, the tier is called the Courier. You get all the books in the world of POM.
And that'd be way down here. So that should be your featured tier.
Yeah, I should put it. Yeah, I'm still learning the platform. As I said, I'm more familiar with Kickstarter. So I should try to figure out.
That shouldn't be too hard. Yeah. That should be a setting. Should be a button click somewhere. But okay, so for $70, this is everything on PDF and everything in paper.
Yeah.
and that is you get this issue of Black Bishop. You get Knight 1 through 3, which sounds like it's also set in the Board Corporation. I'm just taking a guess.
No, that Knight is totally different. Just
Okay.
that the scripter on here, his name is Grado Martinez. That's his series. So I just wanted to throw it in there just to promote his series.
Okay.
So basically, you get 3 free extra PDFs.
So that's not part of the POM universe, though?
No, it's not part of POM at all.
And what about Warbound? Is that?
Yeah, that is part of POM. That was his story. Is basically we're trying to figure out. He's a superpowered vigilante who claims to have been around for 500 years. No one really knows if he's lying or if he's just crazy. And right now he's in a nut house because he goes around just killing people, claiming he's looking for an immortal sorcerer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would get you locked up. It's It's kind of like, if you walk around saying that you're from the year 1997 and they're going to release a virus this year and you're here to stop. Well, yeah, the whole 12 Monkeys thing. You come back and act crazy, you're going to get locked in a crazy house. And Young Rebels, #1. That's all going to be part of this. No PDF. No PDF, just paper on that one.
Oh, I should have. I'm sorry. Man, I messed up. Yeah, you get a PDF as well. On all of them, you get the PDF as well as the physical.
Okay, I just try to be very, very clear when I'm reading these things because sometimes I read them too fast.
Yeah, that was my fault. I will fix that right now.
You got the opportunity because nothing's been claimed on this one yet. Yeah, get in and do it while you can. Because once somebody buys something on Kickstarter, you can't edit it.
I just added it on there today because we had a Warbound Indiegogo campaign. It ended yesterday. It didn't hit its goal.
Okay.
And so I just added this here today to make sure everybody can get caught up on everything.
So who are the I think the FBI went next door, Nomad. They didn't come from Marcel and his crowdfunded comics. That day's coming, I guarantee it. Not for you, but for somebody. So tell me about Young Rebels. It's just because it's in the list here. That's also a POM book.
Yes, it is. It's about a group of young kids. Ted Genius named Marco Martinez. He creates a time machine, and when he goes to the future, he discovers that the world is messed up, and it's because of 4 superheroes. And so he goes back in time to his time to find the 4 superheroes when they're young and try to train them to prevent the apocalypse that they're supposed to create.
And of course, he probably teaches them exactly how to do it. But, that's just because I've seen too many time travel movies. So I'm not going to try to make you spill your plot there. So we went down there because that should really be the featured tier. But let's start at the top here. For folks who can only deal with digital, and we do have several people in our regular chat who rely on the PDF version for things, you can get Black Bishop #1, Knight 1 through 3, and POM. Now, what's POM stand for?
Piece of Me.
Piece of Me.
Yeah.
Okay.
The idea for that series came from the Britney Spears song "Piece of Me."
Yeah.
I used to be like a real big Britney Spears fan. When I came up with that idea, I was listening to that song and I was like, okay, that title fits.
All right.
Because it's basically superheroes or tabloid fodder.
Very much like Jupiter's Legacy. They were celebrities.
Yeah. I kind of was late pulling the trigger on that one. I came up with that in like 2009.
Yeah. Always go forward with your ideas as fast as you can, or Mark Millar will put one out there. Mark Miller. I'd say it's not pronounced Millar, it's Miller. Just looks like Millar. That's five books in PDF for $8, folks. That's a little more than $1 a book, and you're not going to get much of a better deal than that anywhere. So that's a lot of good reading. And 18 people have claimed this, so definitely a decent perk. The Argo one, this one is also all 5 PDFs, but you get the Black Bishop #1 in paper, and you get the Black Bishop print, which is that shown down here at the bottom.
Oh no, it's shown. I should have shown on the bottom. It's shown in the little. It's shown small in the feature.
Oh,
on the Yeah, I'll add that to the page as well.
Is it basically the cover though, or this is
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
it's a different
her on the
print.
chin? I
Yeah,
got you. Hey,
it's
Lorenzo
her with
Priestack, welcome.
a Chinese team called the Imperials. That's kind of who she has to fight in this story.
Okay.
And there's another guy on there. His name is Union. She has to fight him as well.
So she's against imperialist China and the unions. I got it. So who did your cover there? Or your pinup, I'd rather.
The pinup was done by Izonetto. I forgot his last name. It's hard to pronounce. And the colors were by Press Colors.
All right. So let's take a look at some of the pages here, the internal pages as we scroll down. And since we got a new tier here, we'll look at that as well. Duplicity. How is this different?
It's basically you don't get the print. The print is a special for only 40 backers. The first 40 backers, they get the print and free U.S. shipping.
Okay, and there's only 2 of those left. So if you want to get the print, and boy, now I wish there was a. Do you have Are you at a computer or are you on your phone?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing that right now. I'm talking to you on my phone. I'm at my computer adding the print right now so people can see the print.
Well, let me know when you got it up there, and we'll refresh and bring it in. Otherwise, I was going to say, you could share it, but on your phone, that's almost next to impossible. I've tried. It's no fun. So only 2 more left. For $15, get a book, 5 PDFs, and a print, guys. I mean, come on. If you don't get it, I probably will. I'll probably try this one out after the interview's over, and it'll be gone. Chris at Hero Shack, welcome, man. Welcome. Cluster Fudge, love that book. Glad to get it. Hope I see some more of that, but don't know how we're going to pull that off, given what happened. The next generation, I suppose, maybe. Passing of the torch. If you haven't checked out Cluster Fudge, definitely look that one up. So we're looking at the Rogue Pawn, the not the first chapter of Black Bishop, but maybe the first chapter of Black Bishop, since it's a one-shot, a standalone.
Yeah. Hopefully we get to do more.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right off the bat, I'm liking what I'm seeing artistically and layout-wise. These guys that you've hired to do your layouts and your pencils, they know what they're doing.
Thank you.
Very good proportions. Nice camera shots from different angles. You got your overhead, you got your ground up shot, and this is when we can see that she's sneaking in underneath the body of the truck, which she was up there close enough to avoid the flashlights that just looked under there.
Yeah, the artist's name is Gaurav. It's also hard to pronounce. His name he's from India. Shavish. He told me how to pronounce it. I forgot it. Sorry, Gaurav, if you end up watching this. He's also the artist on Warbound. So if you like this art, you'll like the art on Warbound as well.
Yeah, and one of the other things I like is that sometimes you'll find an independent artist who's really good at drawing women and their men suck, and sometimes they're really good at drawing ripped guys and their women suck. This is consistency. He's able to draw both. Nobody looks over sexualized. I say that, and then here come the boobs. Okay, never mind. We are never against boobs, but at least she's not wasp waist and where's her organs kind of thing. She looks natural still. She just looks big in the top. That's fine. I love black and white line work.
Yeah, his line work is amazing. And he's fast, very fast. I love working with him.
Yeah,
he's fast. He's professional.
You got multiple covers here to pick from as well, too.
Yes.
You got the main one here from Martinez. Well, I guess that's not the cover artist. This is the whole team that did the interiors.
Yeah, the cover artist's name is above the cover, but his name's not on there because it's the regular cover. But it's the main cover, so we didn't put his name on there. But it's Gaurav. Gaurav did the cover.
Okay, same guy who did the 4th cover down here then.
Yes.
Okay. You got Mannix here. Looks like she's fighting one of the Imperials here.
Yeah.
Very nice shot. Keeps in line with that whole. There's a cover theory about the main character. If you draw a diagonal from corner to corner, it should bisect the main character in one direction or the other, and he's got it down. He's got her nicely spotlighted. And this is the other Gorov cover is more of the I'm not going to say the naughty one, but definitely the more male gaze version.
Yeah, we call it the cheesecake version.
The cheesecake version.
cheesecake.
Oh, cheesecake.
Cheesecake. Cheesecake version. Make it a little sexy for people who are into that.
Absolutely, and people who are in comics readers wanting sexy characters. That's unheard of, Marcel. I mean, I'm going to give this a quick reload here. I don't know if you got that.
No, I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
I had to find the file. I'm doing it right now.
Well, we'll reload it anyway. You're at 1427, still 47%. I think that's where we were when we started. Hey, look, you got the featured tier up there, though. That was easy to do, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So for 75, you get, you get the Black Bishop PDF, Knight 1 through 3 PDF, Black Bishop #1, and you get the Gorov and the Pressy variant, and the Dildeep and the Bach variant, and the Mannix. You get all 3 of the variants. Plus, you're getting all 4 books, all 4 covers of Black Bishop. So these covers that we showed down here, you're going to get all 4 of those covers. 32-page book. And that would already be $80 if you were to just get each of the 4. So you've got $5 savings plus all the PDFs that come with it for digital reading.
I uploaded the print now. It's right below the covers.
All right. Well, then I will reload the page. We'll see if the internet has propagated your changes that quickly. It must have, because it's taking longer to load. Yeah, there it is. Look at that print. That is gorgeous. So how big is this print when
it's going to be comic size, same size as the cover, so it's 6x10.
Okay, so it'll fit right in your Gemini mailer when it's coming.
Yeah, we don't want to mess up the artwork. We want to keep it nice, so we go with small sizes.
Lorenzo the Sleestack says that having seen the boobs on that character, humans are now allowed to immigrate to the land of the lost. Congratulations! Yes, we want to go there and find us some nice pylons. Don't pile on Black Bishop if she shows up there. Hey, Mike Walters, welcome to the chat, man. Appreciate you being here. A lot of people checking out Black Bishop tonight here. So,
Awesome.
Let's see here. We got more tiers. We stopped with Duplicity last time we were here. This is you get. Oh no, we got past Duplicity. We got past Allied. Allied is where you get the variant. So you got Black Bishop 1, and then you get the Gorov and Pressy variant. Now, when it says that, it sounds like it's one thing, but it's really. I'm crediting the colors as well. Okay. Thank you. I was kind of curious. This is the variant you're getting.
Yes.
On Allied, and then with Skyfall, which is also 35, you get the Dildeep and Bach variant. Bridge of Spies, you get the Mannix variant cover. I'm guessing you still get all the same stuff you did up here. The list is shortened.
Yeah, you still get the same stuff. Night 1 through 3.
The bullet listing got shortened on this one, but you'll still get the 1 through 3, the #1, and the regular #1 with Bridge of Spies.
Yes.
And then the Courier. This is this one's the big one. So this is where your full catch up. This is where you get everything that they've done in a PDF version, plus you get all the paper copies. You get Black Bishop #1, you get POM, which stands for Piece of Me, 1 through 3, which is the, would you say that's the flagship title of your world here? It's the POM
Yes,
universe.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah, everything's built around that.
So yeah, this is their Action Comics. If you want to, really get in on things, POM 1 through 3, Warbound 1 and 2, Young Rebels #1. So that's a lot of books and a lot of PDFs for $70.
And POM has a backup story as well. So it has a backup story called The Unit. It's about a government-sanctioned superhero team.
Cool.
And Young Rebels also has a backup story. It's called Web Retrieval. It's about a young man who is shot in a drive-by, and the only way to save his life, his grandmother, who believes in mysticism, put in a evil spirit in him called the Web Retrieval. So at night he automatically turns into a monster. He goes out to take evil souls.
Cool. So is the unit going to get its own book?
Yes, because people seem to like that one. So we are working on a one-shot story.
Okay.
So the one-shot goes well.
I'm seeing something on here, Marcel, that's made me angry now. You went to all that trouble to put the print picture up there, and there's no point anymore because the tier is gone. 40 out of 40 have now been claimed. The last 2 are out the door. So
wow, I'll add a tier just with the print. I'll add that right now. Yeah.
Well, no, okay. So Marcel, you said you haven't done Indigos really before. You used to Kickstarters. Kickstarter does the same thing now, but there's add-on. There's add-on capability. So if you wanted to make like the print as an add-on, or any of the things as an add-on, somebody could just come in and say, just give me the book, and I want this and 2 of those and 1 of these, and it'll all just kind of roll up into one order.
Okay.
That's where things are going to start going with Indiegogo. I mean, this is traditional, what you've got here, the whole, package things together, come up with every combination you can, label it after something that's got a theme that kind of goes with the theme of the book. But where it's going to go is, hey, here's our featured package, which is the gift basket with, a couple of things in it that are really nice in the book. And then here's the book. And everything else is going to be add-ons. I think this is going to be that. And no, Mike Walters, this is not the Checkmate that's DC. The Checkmate in the video title has nothing to do with that title. It's Checkmate because the character is Black Bishop, and there is a chess theme to the spies in this world, but it's not related to the Checkmate organization in the slightest. First of all, it has cooler costumes than the Checkmate characters did.
Thank you.
Now, speaking of, are we going to get to see do we get to see the rest of the chessboard at any point?
Yes, you do. As I said, they're being hunted down, so you will see some members. Let me see if I have a page of that I can show. It's like we're halfway done with the book already. We just haven't posted all the pages. We don't want to spoil anything.
Oh, of course not. No.
Yeah.
But if you had like a spread of like, here's the whites and here's the blacks.
We did not do that. Because we don't know what we're going to do, so we don't want to spend that much time on that.
Yeah. I'll tell you what to do. I'll tell you what to do right now, Marcel. Here I go, spending my money again like I do with everybody else that comes on here. I spend their money. You find yourself a guy with a good 3D printer. You find a place where you can buy chessboards in quantity that fold up, and you put out the Black Knight or the Black Bishop chess set. And it's just 3D prints of all 24 of all 12 of your characters duplicated over, and regular pawns. And you put up a tier next time that's the Black Bishop chess set, and you just go to town with that.
That is a great idea. Like, that's one thing I do need to work on is merch. Like, I've been doing this for a while. I haven't really done merch.
Well, it's too soon for Black Bishop to do merch.
Yeah, for Black Bishop, way too soon. For like my series of Fae, people have been asking for merch.
Yeah, like POM right now is now in the prime position to have merch. because now it's had 3 issues to go through. People know the characters. People, have started to love the characters as much as you do. You see these campaigns that start off with like the very first book, and it's like, we have action figures and T-shirts. I'm like, nobody knows who your character is, dude.
Yeah,
So,
that's how I feel about merch. I'm like, no one knows who we are, so why do the merch? Like, merch is good once you have like a fan base, because your merchandise is basically just walking advertisements for your brand.
exactly.
But I don't feel like we're there yet.
And I've seen, other like T-shirts and stickers and stuff where it's like, it's the picture of the character on everything and no name of the book. And it's like, that's great. People are going to see the character. You're going to wear your T-shirt through whatever place you walk, and people are going to say, wow, it's a really cool looking character, and walk on past. They're going to have absolutely nothing to Google against because it didn't have a word that they can type in and say, hey, what is Black Bishop? Scroll. There's the image I saw. Oh, it's a comic book series. Let me check that out.
Exactly.
You gotta be thinking SEO, social SEO all the time.
Exactly. I'm trying.
Well, you're doing fine. Like I said, you haven't done the whole. You haven't gone down the path of over merching yourself.
Nah.
But you've got like it's a really good looking book. And what would you compare this to? It's in the industry or has been in the industry in the past.
I don't know. I don't really read superhero comics. That's kind of my downfall.
Okay. So
when I come up with ideas, people are like, "Well, that's been done before." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know that. I don't read superheroes."
It's all been done before. So don't worry about that. I mean, if we stop putting out stuff because it's been done before, we'd have nothing left.
Yeah.
But if you were to do you watch movies though?
Yes, I do watch movies. I watch a lot. I'm really into movies.
Well, throw us into what movies this would. If you're a fan of this movie, then you want to read this book.
It is an old Euro spy movie called Danger and Diabolic.
I know Danger Diabolic. He was the guy who robbed banks.
Yes, her style is modeled after him. I'm really into him, so I modeled her after him, basically, personality-wise, and kind of her look.
I was like,
her
15,
original
16?
look was way more Danger Diabolic. She had like a full mask, full bodysuit. We tweaked it.
Yeah, it's. I remember. I don't know how old I was. I was a teenager because I had raging hormones, and they got on that. Was it like the closing finale scene where his girlfriend is laying in bed covered in money? And it's like, yes, that is so cool. I'm just going to leave this up here because this is just like the best shot here. I mean, if her arm had extended off up to the side of the panel here to where it was like full body of her, then this would be like a perfect die cut sticker of the character. Be beautiful.
So if you're into Danger Diabolic and James Bond as well, since she's a British spy, there's some James Bond influence, well, old school James Bond.
So if you haven't,
into old movies.
If you didn't read superhero comics, what comics did you read? And if you didn't read any, why do you want to make them?
Oh, I read comics that I shouldn't have been reading. Like my first comic at 8 years old was Evil Ernie.
Oh no, that is not a comic book for an 8-year-old boy.
No, not at all. So yeah, I was into that stuff growing up. Really into horror comics, horror cheesecake. And then as a teenager, I got into manga. And I got back into comics in my early 20s, reading Vertigo.
Now, your early 20s reading Vertigo, that would have been the latest incarnation of Vertigo?
No, I'm in my 30s. So I was when I came back reading Vertigo, my friend told me about Pride of Baghdad. So I bought Pride of Baghdad. Then he told me to read Why the Last Man, so I read that. And I came across DMZ. DMZ is my favorite comic ever. I love DMZ by Brian Wood.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Brian Wood fan. And then from there, I got into listening to podcasts, and it was an interview, I think a word balloon interview with Ed Brubaker, The Criminal. So yeah, I don't really read superheroes. I read like a lot of indie stuff. I know Vertigo's not indie, that's still DC, but you know what I mean, not genre stuff, I should say.
Okay. So, but you were you had the itch to write, and you decided to write comic books instead of novels. You wanted to do the graphic storytelling format.
Yes, I wanted to write comics since I was 8.
Okay.
That's
so what did you do to learn how to write comics? I mean, you know, what was your schooling for that? Yourself, whether it was self-taught or.
I read a lot of books and listened to a lot of podcast interviews. Word Balloon is a big influence. The Bendis tapes, the Matt Fraction Fireside Chats, and I read Jermichael Straczynski's book on scripting. I read Denny O'Neill's book on how to write comics.
Okay, you've got 99% of the good stuff. I know you didn't take the Bendis stuff to heart, because I can see the artwork, and word balloons only have like 5 or 6 words in them.
Yeah. Yeah. What else? I'm a lot of random books on like characterization. I also read The Hero's Journey.
That's okay. Now you're overdoing it. If you're actually reading The Hero's Journey instead of the Cliff Notes, you have committed yourself to this.
Yeah, I read that.
Joseph Campbell is a very deep thinking writer. So
yeah, I did a lot of reading before I started to ever try to write.
Yeah, I would recommend Scott McCloud's Understanding Comics, but looks like you understand comics. I mean, the panels tell the story here. I love this part here. This is Eisner style of storytelling, and when I say that, Eisner was very, very good at giving you a sense of time in his panels. Like, you would have like 4 panels in a row, and somebody would be talking on the phone, and in the foreground there would be like a faucet and a water drip forming and getting bigger and bigger and then falling off. And because of that, you can kind of get a sense of how much time it took for those 4 panels to take. He knew how to stretch out a moment. He knew how to condense it down into something real fast. And here, you can see she's walking past, she's stopping, she's looking in all the different windows, and it's got this stair-stepping progression going down here. And there's something different going on in each one. Like, it's like they're testing different weapons, and that's not the one she's after. She's breaking into this particular room for whatever's in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Garav's amazing. He makes me look good. He's a very talented dude. I love working with him.
And I love that she's busting out. She's throwing up some hand-mounted grappler that catches an airplane, and she's out. Yeah, hang on to these guys, because this is the kind of quality artwork that I would have expected from DC 20 years ago. To be honest, I expect it from them now. I just don't get it. But yeah, this is very good stuff. You've got a good team here, and whatever's working for your campaign to be successful, keep doing what you're doing. At 14 days is getting the job done. Go with it. This is your first Indiegogo. You know about In Demand, then, right?
No, it's not my first Indiegogo. I've done a few. I'm not really. Yeah, I do In Demand. We're just not gaining an audience really on Indiegogo. Well, that's why I'm trying to reach out.
Let's work on that then, because this is some cool stuff. Whose shows have you been on showing this?
This is the first show showing this.
Thank you. We will do absolutely nothing for you, but we will prefer you on to people who can help you.
Thank you. We're all shy, so we don't really do interviews.
Well, see that's the key. I mean, when you do your own publishing, you're also your own marketing department. You've got to get at least one person who can be the face of the company and get out there and talk and just not be inhibited to sell the product and be bombastic about it. You need your Stan Lee. Somebody who can get out there.
I've kind of been elected to do that because none of the writers I work with want to do interviews.
Okay.
They basically, I don't want to do that. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll step out and do them.
Okay, well, since you're the guy doing it, and since I know that you're the kind of person who goes overboard in studying how to do something, because you've read Joseph Campbell to write comic books, come on. Toastmasters. Find your local Toastmasters chapter and sign up with that. That's all public speaking. Can't recommend that enough. And it's cheap. It's cheap. And you will be prepared for every kind of interview, and you'll have elevator pitches ready for your book to go. You'll find that will help you immensely in interviews. Meanwhile, keep doing the interviews. And I will, after this one is over, I will get you a list of people that you need to reach out. I will do the reaching out and the introductions. I will get you connected with some folks. We'll start you off with Pop Van Zant. In fact, Pops is going to have CromCon. It's an online convention on the 27th. It's a Sunday. And at 9 p.m. Eastern time, which would be 6 p.m. your time if you're West Coast.
Yes.
I have that last closing panel, and I would be very glad to write your name down here as my first guest on that closing panel if you would like to come and introduce yourself to the Comic Related Madness group and show your book there. But you'd be in demand by then. That's the kicker.
Yeah, I would love to do that. And I also have another book out then as well. That will be on that will be on Kickstarter. So
perfect. Yeah. We'll have 2 books to show. I'm writing you down. You're the first person that I've lined up for that. So, Pops, if you're watching, I'm always working. Hey, Simple Jack, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it, man. Hope things are going well for you guys. So, I'm kind of trying to think what else I should ask you about this book because there's nothing. We've hit the basics. It's spy, it's action, it's really cool art, it's a sexy character, but not over sexualized. And it's well priced. So what more can you say? That's all you want out of a comic book, especially a crowdfunded one.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're writing these stories, especially a spy novel, I mean, I've done my share of espionage novels. Where do you draw inspiration from? Because you knew you wanted to do a Black Bishop comic book, but there had to be something to do. There had to be a mission. And when you think about well, that's been done, and this has been done, and that's been done. What do you find that inspired you to write this particular story to give her an objective?
It was basically what's going on with China, just the secretive stuff China's doing, and how China's kind of the big bad of the world right now. I was like, all right, let's do a story where China is at the root of the issue, and for extra case, we could add in the main threat is actually an ex-British spy working with China. So yeah,
China is a good target for espionage fiction right now. Did I say target? I'm sorry, China. I'm not sorry. I'm not going to John Cena my way out of this one. You just do stuff that inspires us spy novelists to write things.
Yes.
So you said this is a one shot. When would you know? What would let you know that this is something you need to continue doing? And do you feel like you have enough stories in you to continue doing it with her? More espionage stories?
I have a lot more stories for her. What will let me know is I have a number in my head of what we need to hit between this Indiegogo and then having it be an add-on in other Kickstarter campaigns. If we hit that number, then I will do more.
Okay.
Basically, the number. Well, if people are curious, the number is $10,000. $10,000 will do more.
Let's get this to 5 figures, young lady. That's where we want this to go, chat. There's our mission. So while you're here, be sure to hit like and the share on the video. Again, it's not for me. It's always for our guests, so that the algorithm will pick it up and put this video out in front of more people who'd be interested in this comic. We're always about helping the guests on the channel. And I'm going to, this is going to be one of my pet projects. I've got 2 pet projects now. Well, one of them, the other one's already been funded, so I can kind of back off on that one. So this is the one that's not funded. I will start pushing this one where I can. And in fact, I'll have you on CromCon with me on the 27th, but I think that you probably should get with Pops Van Zandt much sooner than that, this week. And I will get with him and find you a slot somewhere pre-CromCon, but we'll also get you on CromCon.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Is there anything more about you? Well, I know what I was going to ask. I didn't see anything in the way of stretch goals. Do you do stretch goals because you have such a limited campaign? But I guess the in-demand you still grow them.
Usually we do stretch goals. We tend to, like, for LaFay, which is our most successful IP, that had like about 10 stretch goals. And our stretch goals they are usually other PDFs from our company. So you can sample other books from our company for free. We do prints, we do trading cards.
Wait a second. You said LaFay?
Yeah, LaFay.
That's the other imprint.
LaFay is on No Sleep. LaFay, I think we talked about LaFay when you were doing your chart of indie comic of crowdfunding, which had growth. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that title. You guys are at the top of the list there. In fact, let's take this down and find my chart here because I still have that. Yes, here comes the chart being pulled up. Oh, Excel, you take so long to run. Yeah, okay, folks. In case you're wondering just how much Marcel and company know what they're doing, this is just a random sampling that I took of different books that were being crowdfunded, same title, successive issues, to see, how they were going, how they were growing. LaFay, at the time I did this, so I got something flew in my mouth there, was up at 4 issues. And you can see that they started with 253 backers on issue 1 and had grown to 922 backers by issue 4. That's a 264% growth, 108% growth just between issues 1 and 2. So these guys are selling comics. They know what they're doing, and they're delivering comics. So just because you're seeing Black Bishop #1 here, and you've seen a couple of titles that maybe you haven't sampled, they're delivering, and that is key. When it comes to crowdfunded comics, people really want to know that you're fulfilling your promises. So if you've not heard of Evoluzione comics before, now you have. They're delivering comics, and they're delivering them to a growing audience. So I can't find a better reason to get in on this and get this book. I know I sound like a carnival barker now, but and maybe I'm the only one who'd never heard of you before now under this particular imprint.
Pretty much a lot of people don't know about us. Our most popular book is LaFay, which is a No Sleep title. So a lot of people don't know about our other stuff. It's trying to get them to cross over somehow.
You need works. You need an Evoluzione No Sleep crisis event. There you go. just bring them over. Some sort of a warp portal opens, well, you know what? Just because they're under, you have a mature imprint and you have a teen imprint doesn't mean that they don't exist in the same world. They just may not, ever interact because of your editorial policies. But they, you could have something that shows that they do exist in the same world. And then you could have the characters, but not have them quite as mature, and still keep it like a teen-friendly kind of thing, and let the teens know, hey, when you hit 18, come on over here for the other stuff. First hit's free, right?
Yeah.
All right.
That's what we did with LaFay number 5. We basically just gave almost every evolutionary title that we have as a stretch goal. Basically just gave everything to everyone. Got back. Hopefully that works.
Yeah. First hit's free. Get them hooked and get them coming back. All right. Well, Marcel, I don't know what else I can ask you about this. Is there anything that you know about Black Bishop that I should have asked and haven't?
No, you actually were very thorough. You did a great job. I appreciate you walking me through this.
I've been through this a few times already. All right. So I can't say anything more about it other than get the book. Marcel, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight and bringing Black Bishop with you to bring to our viewers. Hopefully, I know that 2 of them backed it because you had 2 options still available for that print, and now they are gone. So I will not be getting the print. Thank you very, very much. Mike can we call on Access to help people find the comic universe Marcel is creating? I don't think Marvel or DC are going to allow anybody to use Access, including each other, apparently. Access, if you recall, Marcel, they had the what were they called? The Amalgam universe.
Yeah, yes, I remember that. My friends had trading cards of that.
Yeah, those were fun stories. But then, politics, and I don't mean U.S. politics. I just mean corporate politics. Corporate politics. I'm old enough to remember when Marvel would refer to DC as their distinguished competition, and every summer there was, because they were both in New York, there was a softball game between the 2 companies, and it was like a big thing in the letters pages because we had no internet. There was no internet in the 70s. But now
that is really hard to imagine.
I know it's, and their writers and editors and artists were like crossing streams all the time. It's like, I work for Marvel, now I work for DC, now I work for Marvel, now I work for. So they knew each other. It was all one big happy competitive family. Not so much now. All right. So anyhow, as I was saying, thank you for joining us, bringing Black Bishop over. Folks in the stream, we appreciate you being here tonight, chatting with us and looking this book over. Hopefully you have picked up on some of it. If you haven't, put it on your calendar to get it within the next 8 days. Get this thing pushed. Don't get it pushed over 3,000. Get it pushed over 10. Share this with your friends. Get this become an ongoing book, because I think this is one that people would really enjoy. And as always, folks in the chat, we just hope that you came here and